Hello folks, it's Arnold Facts here, back and bringing you the facts. So we're doing a quick video today, not really an update because I did make an update video about Chris Watts being transferred from a Colorado prison out to Wisconsin. He's now being held at the Waupun Correctional Facility in Wisconsin. It's a maximum security prison. Now, we don't know exactly why he was transferred out, but there were some reports for safety reasons and security reasons. One of my theories is that there wasn't a proper protective custody unit in the prison, in the Colorado prison, so that could have been putting Chris Watts at risk because he is a high-profile inmate. Plus, the crimes he was convicted for are very, disgusting, low crimes, killing children and women, very, very frowned upon in the prison system. So that would have painted a target on his back. And if they don't have a proper protective custody unit for him, it would have just been a lot of trouble for him to be in a general population unit. He probably wouldn't last too long. He'd be assaulted on a daily basis, probably murdered also. So we know that he was recently transferred, and he has been eating right. I reported that he's eating all these beautiful desserts, fudge brownies, cakes, and everything. But this video is going to be on the fact that Chris Watts has another roommate, I guess you could kind of call it, a famous roommate, another celebrity criminal, if you would say. Now, he's been moved to the Waupun Correctional Facility. This is it, out in Wisconsin. And who is the famous inmate that is with Chris? Or shall I say maybe infamous inmate? This person is known for the crimes he committed, or you could actually say the crimes he did not commit. That's what some people like to think. It was in the media. It's huge. He's well known. Who is it, do you ask? Without any further ado, he is with the one and only Steven Avery. Yes, Avery is serving out his sentence at the Waupun Correctional Facility out in Wisconsin. It only makes sense also because he is a native of Wisconsin, so it's close to home, and he's been there for the past couple of years also. Very interesting that Steven Avery is in the same jail as him. Most likely, as you can see, it says Steven Avery right here. This is a picture, incarcerated institution, the Waupun Correctional Institution. If you can see it here, it might be a little bit too small, but this is the same one as Chris Watts, Waupun in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Unit 409. So maybe if we look up the offender search on the internet, we could probably find out what unit he is in also. Most likely, if he's in a protective custody unit, Steven Avery is probably in a protective custody unit also, because the crimes that he was convicted for, raping and murdering a woman, that's frowned upon in the prison system also, towards gangs and whatnot. Even though there's probably a lot of rapists and, murderers out there murdering women, that'll paint a target on your back, because everyone just thinks you're a punk and a goof and whatnot, right? So Steven Avery, probably also the fact that he's a high profile famous inmate, which would also put him into a protective custody unit. Guaranteed Chris Watts is in protective custody unit, so they're probably in the same wing or unit together. I wouldn't be surprised if they've already been talking and hanging out and been very chummy with each other recently. It's not that far-fetched. If they're in the same jail, most likely they're in the same unit, given their crimes, given their notoriety. Now, what's interesting is, I'm sure everybody knows Steven Avery at this time. He's got this well-known lawyer helping him out, trying to appeal his case. Linda Zellner, I think her first name is Linda. I know her last name is Zellner, that's for sure. She's been helping him out. She's well-known and very successful in having cases exonerated, having criminals exonerated from their crimes that they've been convicted for, or falsely convicted for, wrongly convicted for. She's got a very, very good track record for exonerating inmates, and she's working on Steven Avery's case right now. She really believes that she could exonerate him. What would be interesting also is maybe if she took a look at Chris Watts' case, because, you know, I'm a firm believer that Chris Watts killed his wife and killed his children. But remember, you know, he confessed to murder, so, you know, he wouldn't be exonerated and he wouldn't be let out of jail. But he did only confess to killing his wife in the heat of the moment because, you know, she killed the children. Linda could come up and be like, hey, Chris, you know, I followed your case. You've only confessed to killing your wife, not your children. You know, she could launch an appeal on his behalf maybe and say, okay, you know, I want his conviction and charges appealed, and maybe he'll get convicted for, you know, second degree or manslaughter or something. I know it's kind of a reach, but who knows, something like that could happen if he's hanging out with Steven Avery. This would also, you know, could be beneficial for Linda Zellner's, you know, career, because Chris Watts is so high profile. It would just help her out with, you know, attention and fame also. You know, just a thought. It's a possibility. They're together. They're probably hanging out in the same unit. It could happen. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Did you know that Steven Avery and Chris Watts are in the same prison now? Do you think they're in the same unit? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know. Leave your questions and comments in the comment section below, and we'll have a discussion. Very interesting. I just found this out. I'm not sure if any other media outlets have reported on this. I haven't seen it myself. Kind of just put two and two together, and I, you know, came across Steven Avery, some information on him, and I knew he was in Wisconsin. Just wanted to see how many prisons were out there in Wisconsin, and this is well, I'm not sure if this is the only one, but for maximum security prisons, probably one of the only ones. Regardless, they're in the same prison together. Hopefully we'll hear some information, and maybe they could even take a picture together. You never know. Anyways, please leave your comments. I'm Arnold Facts, folks, and signing out here.